What you missed in Frankenstein movie, Netflix 2025. What you missed in the Frankenstein movie on Netflix 2025. D Ray and I watched it last night. And it was one of those things where we just kind of was looking around for stuff, looking around for something to watch, you know what I'm saying? And then he said, "Oh, yeah, it's Frankenstein." And that 2.5 hours, that 2.5 hours deter anybody. Like, God damn. But we turned it on, we watched it, and it was one of those that was cool. It kind of reminded me of that movie, The Count of Monte Cristo. Remember that movie, The Count of Monte Cristo? That hoe was fly too. So it was one of those, and I've seen a few different things that we can dive deep into metaphysically, spiritually, that'll help the family move into a new gnosis or knowledge of self. So let's get it on. Let's get it on. I'm excited about this one. I don't got no slides like normal, but I'm here with the build. So we're gonna do the slides together, essentially, on the internet. You feel me? Because you know how dream get. But it was fly. I stayed up through the whole thing too, yo. So sometimes it'd be tough for me to stay up and make it happen. But let me read some of the description and then we can go deeper into the fold of it. What's up, y'all? What's up, Loud Man? D Ray was good. The Void, what's up, family? What's the deal? We in here. All right, let me read this. We're going to dive deep into the fold. Frankenstein is a 2025 American Gothic drama produced, written, and directed by Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro. I wonder if he made that Count of Monte Cristo. That would be crazy because it felt the same way. Let's see. Guillermo del Toro, Spanish name. Gothicism. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, this dude did some. Okay, Pan's Labyrinth, Mimic, Blade 2, Hellboy 2. Okay, okay, my guy. The Shape of Water. Wow, okay. I didn't know that. See? That's why you gotta look up these directors. Bet. So I'm on this dude ass for real. Yeah, that's fly. Guillermo del Toro. That's fly. And I'm gonna check some of his other movies out that I haven't seen. So I did not know that. That's good. All right. So it says, what did it say? In 1857, the Horse Sun, a Royal Danish Navy expedited ship bound for the North Pole, becomes trapped in ice. After bringing aboard Baron Victor Frankenstein, who is badly injured, the crew is attacked by a creature who demands Victor's surrender. Victor explains to Horstein's, the captain Anderson, that he is the creature's creator and recounts the events that led to its creation. So it was a fire way of putting the movie into the fold of, you know, uh, showing us through the memory bank, you feel me, and putting that into the lexicon of our spirit. Because essentially, right, when we're talking about memory, we're talking about stuff that sits with us in our soul, sits with us in essentially the Akashic records. And when you see these memory things, then you know that part of the memories is something that is internalized in that person. So now they carry out a particular mission or a specific agenda based off of the memory bank that's, they're conditioned with, they're programmed with. So, that's 101 right there. You feel me? Straight up and down. Okay, hold on. Wait, how do I get back to my screen? Okay, here we go. Victor's mother died, giving birth to his younger brother William, who becomes a favorite of the aristocrat father, a renowned physician. Disillusioned by his abusive father and grieving his mother, Victor resolved to overcome death and grew to be a brilliant, arrogant surgeon. So his dad was on his ass, and I mean that in the funniest way possible. Oh shoot, hold on. His dad was on his ass. You feel me? And essentially, what happened was, um, it's something about the relationship with your son and father type of thing, especially the oldest son, that creates this pressure, if you will, to be a leader, to be a man, to be strong, and to be tough, right? And to uh, know your stuff. So that's essentially what programming the dad put on him. He was like, "Hey, look, you about to know this, and you about to get it in right now, right here, right now. This is about you understanding the world, and you know what I'm saying. Pressure makes a diamond." So he turned him into a monster, essentially, as a kid, just based off of him. You know what I'm saying? Say, nah, I don't want your hand no more. I want that face. God damn. Could you imagine? Slap. On some Dave Chappelle type shit. Chappelle show. God damn. Rick James ass shit. So, you know what I'm saying? That's tough. You feel me? A lot of us been abused as kids, right? Our mamas and our daddies, or the lack of our daddies, abused us, you feel me, in particular ways that we didn't even really understand at the time. We just was like, all right, I ain't doing that again. Remember, mama, go get that switch. What? A switch? Go get that branch outside. You go, oh shit. Damn. My bad. I ran into the goddamn base. You know what I'm saying? That base been there for 10 years. You done ran into it. Now it broke. Now she mad. And she can't even see no reasoning. She just need blood. And it's yours, baby. And you gotta bring that ass here, boy. Sorry, ha! Mamas used to get on our ass, boy. Quit playing. So that's what it is. Some of us had tough upbringings. You feel me? Even if your parents didn't get on your ass in high school, you had tough upbringings, right? Maybe you wasn't the popular kid at school. Maybe you was always overlooked. Uh, Maybe you just didn't have enough more money as the other kids have. You feel me? I remember I went to that school, that white school, Kipner High, and this was my junior year or whatever. And nigga, I had a car too, so that's good. But my car was, you talking about in 2003, 2004, I had a 1989 Mercedes Benz. You feel me? I was just happy to have a car and shit. You know what I'm saying? That hoe was kind of beat up. You know what I'm saying? Barely worked, smoke coming out of the back. Just riding it. Hood shit. You feel me? They just happy to have a car. Them white boys, nigga, 2003 Chevy Tahoe, nasty, big, sitting up top. Like, damn, you coming to school in that? God damn, they big monster truck ass shit. You like, damn. You go to their house and you know what I'm saying, kick it because you they teammates and stuff. You like, oh, you living differently, my boy. Big ass houses on a lake. You know what I'm saying? Chaos in the blood. The white mama asks you, hey, go get whatever you need, whatever you want, it's yours. Hey, that's gonna be a different thing. I remember I had this one teammate. His name was Zach. He was our center on the team. He was like 6'9", white boy and shit. His brother, they were what you say, the people that don't believe in God and stuff like that. So they were that type of thing. You feel me? Dad was some kind of scientist or something like that. Anyway, they you know what I'm saying, they wore that on their sleeve. But his little brother was the craziest shit. Believed in Jesus. So the whole family, then he was what they call them, what they call those people, like they were really extreme. There is no God, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just here as some kind of existence and shit. Little brother believed in Jesus. Crazy as shit. I said, oh wow, this is a weird household right here. You feel me? And I was 16 or something, so I was still on my Jesus type of energy, you know what I'm saying? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? I was still in that zone and stuff like that. What did it say? Okay, let's keep it rolling. It says, so Victor's mother died giving birth to his younger brother William. So that transpire of his mother transitioning fucked him up. You feel me? Fucked him up bad. Arms merchant Henrik Harlan offers Victor unlimited funding and an abandoned tower to conduct his experiments. So that arch merchant, right? Arms merchant. One thing that I did remember about him was he was doing that painting or whatever, and he said something about a peach. And the first thing that came to my mind was James and the Giant Peach. And he was painting the female or whatever with the peach. I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, that has to mean something because he said something like, "You bit in the peach and da 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 da." So let's look up James and the Giant Peach real quick, because that gotta be a thing. James and the Giant Peach. Okay. Um, let's see what we come up with, family. Okay. Featuring stop motion animation and live action, this invention adaptation of Roald Dahl's beloved children's tale follows the adventure of James, an orphaned young British boy forced to live with his cruel aunts. James finds a way out of his bleak existence when he discovers an enormous enchanted peach. After rolling into the sea inside the buoyant fruit, James, accompanied by a crew of friendly talking insects, sets sail to New York City. Okay, I remember it now. So yeah, look at a peach. Even just looking at a peach, right? Um, y'all know that emoji. The peach means some ass. You feel me? The peach literally means ass. So now, with this peach, James and the Giant's peach, essentially he was on, this is the basically the vagina or the womb of creation, because essentially what's happening is, yeah, that's right, he was going away from his cruel aunt, right? He was getting away from his cruel aunt, and they was riding on this peach to the water, through the water to New York. So it's the same coming to America story, right? James, um, setting sail to see who he's destined to be on a peach, and the peach is just the womb of creation, and that womb of creation is basically your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is taking you into a far off place, right? New York City or whatever, but New York City is just a symbol for the understanding of how would you say, like freedom. You feel me? Because that's the idea that they put in the lexicon of our minds, like America is the land of the free. You feel me? So now it's just about understanding that concept to the core, and that is an important concept. And when we think about what that uh, armed person was doing when he was painting that girl with the peach, you feel me? Because that's really what came up into the fold. What's up, the Modest Moore? What's good? What's good? Who else came in? Dr. Lakeith, what's up? What's up, man? Y'all leave y'all questions if y'all got some. Georgia Peaches, yeah, loud, man. Exactly. What's up, Bella? Yeah, sex. That's what you think about, but it's vagina. You feel me? And there was a lot of different ideas in this thing, dealing with, the masculine and feminine energies. We're going to just keep on going through the fold and understanding it to the core. Let me get back to that Wikipedia. If y'all haven't seen James and the Giant Peach, go check it out for sure. Okay. So So yeah, that's that orange merchant. He was offering Victor unlimited funding. He said, "Hey, go for yours, man. I just need you to make this thing happen. I need you to bring it to life." You feel me? And sure enough, you know what I'm saying? He did. It says when an impatient Harlander demands results, Victor harvests his body parts from hanged criminals and soldiers killed in the ongoing Crimean War, which he uses to assemble a corpse to reanimate. He prepares to harness lightning during a storm, planning to send electric currents through the lymphatic system to produce energy for the heart and the brain. Okay, so that's a lot right there, but we're gonna dive deep into the fold of it. So the lightning, right, so when I think of lightning, I also think of, remember, Back to the Future. Yeah, that's what, when that lightning hit that pole and stuff, and boom, they tunnel vision back to the past, right? So essentially that's what he's doing. He woke up this monster or this new being into this existence, into this third dimensional existence, based off of them stimulating what he say. He said the heart. Hold on, let's get back to it. Let's make sure we're reading that right. He said the heart and the brain, yeah, through the lymphatic system. You feel me? To produce energy for the heart and brain through the electrical current through the lymphatic system, right? So now we understand that system is, especially when we're dealing with your central nervous system and your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system, it is what's essentially creating this network, this neural network that's moving electrical current through your body so you can be animated. Essentially, it's just spirit. So now spirit is what animates you, right? So without any spirit, you don't have no, funk about you, no rhythm, no movement. You feel me? So you have three things. You have a body, a spirit, and a soul. Your body is going to live on earth. Your spirit is what animates you, what makes you move, what makes you think, what makes you be that expressive, creative being. And then your soul is eternal, forever and ever, ongoing. And even in creating Frankenstein, they tried to make that internal being forever live here on the third dimension, which is a reverse card, if you will. And the conspiracy theorists will say, see, they're going to try to make y'all stay alive forever. Which might be true. But some of y'all ain't going to smoke a bag of that Neuralink thing. You feel me? And again, if they do want to experiment with it, right, they're going to have to drop it in movies slowly but surely. Keep on giving you these Frankenstein movies, and then the next movie, Live Forever, and then da-da-da-da. And then sure enough, somebody try that Neuralink and live on Earth forever. Missing a blessing because, again, the whole movie was about, having everlasting life I'm getting ahead of myself, but when you understand the real gnosis of it, right? Even with Victor, you're having everlasting life, you know what I'm saying, when you move on or transition into the spirit realm. Message. Problem is you're believing in these two eyes so much that you're missing the essence of the first eye, which is your soul being or your soul energy, right? So let me not get ahead of myself, but yeah, we're gonna keep on getting it on and rocking it. Okay, what it say? Let's see. Victor awakens the following morning to find the creature alive. He teaches it to say his name before chaining it to the bowels of the tower for his safety. As the creature exhibits immense strength and a rapid healing ability, Victor also imitates his father's violent disciplinary methods to teach the creature, but they fail and only enrage the creature. Message. Hey, I can't make it up. Y'all know what it is, man. This learned behavior is a thing. Like this is what a lot of us went through as a child. You feel me? We learn particular behaviors based off of our mama and them, right? Our father and them. Or the absentee essence of a father figure. You feel me? Or the energy that they were bringing because they were generationally traumatized as well by your grandma and by your daddy and by their grandfather and stuff like that. You feel me? And it's tough going through that aspect of reconditioning or these patterns that you learn, these habitual patterns that you learn through the echoes of your mama and them. Right? So what we have to do is gain some clarity about ourselves and understand that that's none of our fault and that was none of our business. That was just the wiring that was programmed to us to have an experience down here. I remember me and my mama, we was real close, super close, right? And my mama, every summer, she would send me and my brothers to St. Thomas, you know what I'm saying, where she from. And we'd be with my grandpa and grandma with them for the summer and just build. We had friends down there and everything. You feel me? Real vibe type shit. Anyway, I think I turned 14 and I came back that one summer and my mama, she had a new man in her life. And me and my brother looking like, who the fuck is this nigga? What the fuck? Who the hell is this dude dicking down my mama in my house? God damn. But the biggest aspect of, so the dude moved into our apartment and everything, crazy as shit. You feel me? We ain't never had nobody in our apartment. From 0 to 14, nobody in our apartment. Because my daddy died when I was 2 and shit. So now this new nigga here, and it's confusing our energy, right? We don't know what's going on. And look like he's shacking up. God damn, on some baby boy type shit. You want some breakfast? Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my space. But the bigger problem was my mama didn't, introduce us to the guy properly to say, hey, now this nigga living with us. So you can just imagine the shock that me and my brother felt and the betrayal, because it's just in our mind that we being betrayed because now we got this goofy ass dude in our house. God damn. Sorry about you. I'm gonna need it that ping though. But look, so now that wasn't even the deeper part. Our relationship changed. So me and my mama was super close, right? This nigga come in, she got all her attention and drive on this goofy ass nigga. So who the fuck is in my house? And what did you do with my mama, boy? So you know what I'm saying? And the dude didn't even speak to us. You feel me? So it was almost like a goddamn, like we just got a stranger in our house and shit. Right? And that's a tough thing to swallow at 14. You know what I'm saying? Trying to understand social dynamics with a new dude and stuff like that. And being programmed into the lexicon, and now your mama ain't even speaking to you the same way. She giving this nigga more attention, more love. That's what happened with Victor and William. The dad was giving William more of the attention and love when his mama died, and Victor was kind of feeling abandoned, abused, rejected. And a lot of us go through these experiences because, you know what I'm saying, Fathers were Rolling Stones. Um, you know, our parents was programmed in their way. Remember in the 80s and the 70s, they started bringing in them benefits. So now if you have a man in the house, you can't get these benefits. So now the man does leave, exit stage love, and now it's a single mother, but she receiving them welfare benefits. So now you don't have no bond with your father and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different type of vibration happening because he's not there present with you all the time. That stuff is programming. That stuff has a effect on you, boy. That stuff can literally script your whole reality. You feel me? And change something about you. You're inheriting qualities based off of being a child and getting programmed by your parents in a manner that doesn't serve your greater good, or it can serve your greater good. You know what I'm saying? If they have good in their heart and they actually understand nuances of love, right? Because that's what it boils down to. Not putting an idea onto your children, but more so understanding who they are and then nurturing that energy for them, right? Because a lot of times we're trying to turn our kids into, oh, you got to go to the NBA. Oh, you got to be this football player. You feel? I want you to be football. I be seeing that shit. I be like, I be looking at some of these kids, some of my partners and them, they got their kids in football and shit. And I be looking at the kids' eyes. It's in their eyes, nigga. You got to see it in their eyes. And I can tell they don't want to play that shit. You feel me? They not even with it. That's something I'm battling with right now. I'm like, damn, okay. Do I push my son into this basketball? I know how much I loved it and how much, you know what I'm saying, it was a thing for me, especially with teammates, learning discipline, you know what I'm saying, having camaraderie and stuff, having friends, right? Then again, you know what I'm saying, it's a seesaw thing. You don't want to push them somewhere where they don't necessarily want to go. So, you know what I'm saying? It's important for us as spiritual beings to have that conscious awareness now that we're aware of that impact that you make on our children, on your children, and your children's children. So you're the black sheep. You're the Christ consciousness one, and you came here to do your great work so you can change the generations of the kids that's coming after you. I'm telling you, it's on you. You're the chosen one. And you got to understand that to the core, that you went through what you went through in order to manipulate the new energy now of these young gods that's coming into the fold that's looking up to you. Straight up and down, baby. We got to break this cycle. Because if you don't break the cycle, then you're going to keep on having the whole same daddy issues, single mother, you know, in the hood, the struggle vibration. Fuck all that shit. That shit is trash. Nobody don't want to hear that shit. That shit is over with. You feel me? Break the damn chain. Because at the same time, at the end of the day, you know better. So don't let that happen to you and your family because you just trying to stay the same course. No, you know better. It's time for you. It's on you. It sucks. Sorry for you. Shit. It sucks. You feel me? But fuck it. It's on you. Sorry for you. And that's just real, nigga. And you know it. So now you either put up or shut up. Because again, at the same time, if y'all are hearing me and y'all listening to me, then you know. Oh yeah, that's on me. Fuck. Damn, Dream. Why the fuck? Hey. Take it up with yourself in the spirit world, baby. You chose this path. Hell nah, boy. It says, okay, wait, where was we at? Okay, it says, okay, here we go. We got to read this part. Victor also imitates his father's violent disciplinary methods to teach the creature, but they fail and only enrage the creature. William and Elizabeth discover Victor's creation during their visit to the tower, as Elizabeth has not heard from her uncle. Elizabeth bonds with it and questions Victor's treatment of it, teaching it to speak her name. A jealous Victor lies to William that the creature killed Harlander. So then this dude gets in a jealous rage. Victor, he gets in a jealous rage and he lies to Elizabeth because he has a crush on Elizabeth. And he believes that he can get her, which is crazy because that's his brother's girl. And he believes that he could get her, but she ain't even feeling him like that. So now Elizabeth sees energy in the creature. We got to stop calling him a creature. What are we going to call him, y'all? Oh, that is what they call the spirit of the forest. That was fly. I was like, oh, okay, spirit of the forest. Spirit of the forest looking ass. God damn. Spirit of the forest. Let's fly. It's going to come to me. Something's going to come. But essentially, you know what I'm saying? Spirit of the forest. Spirit of the forest builds a bond with Elizabeth. And now they're in an invisible dance because he can't speak or nothing. But love goes beyond speaking. It goes beyond words. It's a feeling. And she can see the beauty in this creature being a child again. Basically a child. And basically being anew. You feel me? And that's important to understand to the core. So if y'all was seeing the movie, y'all was seeing that Medusa symbol as well, right? That Medusa symbol was heavy and prevalent in the show. So Medusa is just the goddess that's basically chaos. You feel me? The goddess of chaos. And well, let me look up Medusa real quick so we can go deeper into the fold. Cause that is important. Medusa, you know, she's Kundalini, of course. She's Kundalini with the snakes on her head. In Greek mythology, Medusa, also called Gorgo or the Gorgon, was one of the three Gorgons. Medusa is generally described as a woman with living snakes in a place of her hair. Her appearance was so hideous that anyone who looked upon her was turned to stone. Okay, so Medusa was really about Medusa is about that divine feminine energy. It's chaos, it's flexible. There you go. See, it's that. You feel me? It's your Kundalini energy. It's your expression of life. You feel me? Your ability to be different or stand out or not be subjugated to an idea or a controlled mechanism called the human, right? Living vicariously through your own feelings and expression. That's what chaos is. The potential energy inside of you before creation, right? So you had the potential to express yourself through this Kundalini energy, Medusa, through the hair, that because that's the crown and that's you being alive essentially, right? And to live out this particular life free from programs which your mama and father put on you. You feel me? Free from habitual cycles and repetitious mannerisms based off of your program. See, you just inherited these energies based off of Your parents don't know. So now you got to have compassion for them and look at them as humans. Don't look at them like no gods or no, authority figure that's somebody bigger than you. Look at them as the human beings, the low level energy that they are.
Sorry for you.
Straight up and down, baby. That's going to set you free. You feel me? You can have love for them, but you need to be able to look at them as a human, because that's what they're leaning more into, the human. You look at them as gods and your leaders and all of that stuff, you fucking yourself up. Because now you're putting them, it's the same syndrome with the white supremacy syndrome thing, right? The Jesus motif thing, right? You're putting them on a pedestal. You feel me? But you got to really claim God and goddess again inside of you and remove yourself from that aspect of putting humans on a pedestal because they birthed you or whatever. And they gave you your first bottle. They gave you a Nintendo 64 when you was young and shit. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. Y'all about to go to y'all peoples this Thanksgiving. You better in a week, right? When's Thanksgiving? I know y'all gonna be over there, eat turkey and everything, going down, playing dominoes and shit, drinking and shit. You need to look at them closely, and understand, damn, do I still got an energy on them that's putting them in a authoritative perspective? You feel me? Be polite. Don't be, you gotta respect your elders and shit. But shit. Your mama tell you, hey, take that trash out. Now you need to catch yourself a little bit and say, nah, mama, you take that trash out. She can look at you, what, boy? Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm on it. I got it. I'm good. Make sure you look at them like a peer, and or you look at them above. You look at them like you're above them. Because again, you are, honestly, just being real. And that's just because you're just in a different mindset and a different level than what they're indoctrinated with. Very, very important to understand. And that'll set you free, family, heavy. I'm telling you. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Hold on, let's see. Let's go back to this Wikipedia. All right. It says, as Victor told Captain Anderson his story, up to that point, the creature boarded the ship and entered the captain's cabin to get Victor, the captain, unable to... Wait, hold on. Let me not skip. I skipped something. Okay. A jealous Victor lies to William that creature killed Harlander. Rightfully, Victor later sets fire to his laboratory with the creature inside. However, Victor has a change of heart after hearing the creature cry out his name. Attempting to re-enter the tower, Victor severs his right leg as it explodes, throwing him into a rock. Okay, so that was an important part. And we've been talking about fire this whole year, right? We've been diving deep into fire, right? And, Victor is not an evil man, right? He just a human. And essentially, he still had a heart because, his mother, right? You remember when they was playing cards, they were showing him having some kind of level of love and compassion there. You feel me? So now when his mother dies, everything goes black for him, right? That's when he basically started seeing that black angel. And the black angel is what? Black is subconscious mind, right? Black, dark, or hidden is subconscious mind. And angel is angles of light. So angles of light is information. So then he feels abandoned because his love is gone, right? So now he doesn't know how to internalize that feeling, and then his dad has abandoned him as well while he's still alive. So then the only thing he understands subconsciously is war. You feel me? Fight, and you know what I'm saying, just distraught and pain. You feel me? So that's an important aspect to understand to the core. Like we got to get into the space of saying, okay, you know what? It's saying that black angel, cool. It's here, and it's an angle of light or it's information, but it's not. But I can now, when you become conscious, you can be aware and come into the space of challenging them aspects of you that are hideous, essentially. You feel me? And it's tough because Victor was, he didn't know. He didn't have no spiritual healer or nothing like that, right? So in his level of genius, he's just doing what his programmer wanted him to do. So in the aspect of creating Spirit of the Forest, he was feeling like, okay, you need to know this now, right? Instead of having compassion for Spirit of the Forest and saying, you know what? I know you just came into this existence, right? I just brought you to life, right? Eternal life. So I have to be easy on your spirit and love on you instead of saying, let me just tell you my name, Victor. Like, nigga, this is your creation and you think he's supposed to know goddamn algebra at 1 day old? So, you know what I'm saying? Victor kind of messed up in that particular plane of understanding because he didn't have no understanding because his dad was strong on him. And you know what I'm saying? We got to be compassionate when we're dealing with children because that's what Spirit of the Forest basically was. When I was a PE teacher, I used to have compassion for these kids so I will understand because, they're not really understanding. They understand, but they're not understanding to the level of, what they're about to get into in this world. So who am I to put my fears and trepidations on them based off of me being programmed with a certain mindset? Just because I've seen the world a different way doesn't mean they got to live in that reality. Right? So I understood that and I used to step back and take my time in the aspect of nurturing their mind. To some of them kids that in the hood and shit, when I was a PE teacher, I used to be going through some struggles, like real life struggles. Poverty stricken, gotta watch your younger siblings. You feel me? Different kind of emotional abandonment issues, not feeling safe, right? So that's a whole thing, and the mind is an impressionable tool at that age, and it's up to us, the ones that know, to start nurturing that mind in a particular way of growing it like a delicate flower. You feel me? And being patient and observant, and not trying to just force your hand on them because you should know this right now or you told it to them before and shit. No, they're not in that particular zone of genius just yet. Their prefrontal lobe still got a long way to go, and it's a dance with kids. You feel me? You got to make the dance fluid and fun and loving instead of so strict and hard and do it now. Do it now. Go. My mama used to have us washing the walls and shit. Like, damn, just because I was tall and shit. Just I was cleaning the walls. I said, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know how this shit go. All right, let's see what else we got. What else he was saying? As Victor told, okay, so now this is spitefully, okay, he went to the fire. He burned his right leg, which is basically his left brain imprisonment, right? So now he has the compassion because that's when he started telling his story to that captain on the boat. It's shut down now. All that logical thinking, rationale type of thing he was trying to do before, he he went through his experience by burning through the fire through the home, and essentially his left brain had to shut down in order for his right brain, creativity, spirit, love, to come online. So that's important to understand to the core for real. Let's see. It says, okay, attempting to re-enter the tower, Victor severs his right leg as it explodes, throwing him into a rock. Absolutely. And there was another aspect in that tower that was very, very prevalent. One of the aspects was that glass window. So glass is just breaking, is just an illusion. You feel me? When you think about glass, or metaphysically speaking, glass means illusion. And then also remember in Wicked, they had that glass in the tower. You feel me? Wicked glass tower. What would I say? Wicked glass tower. Oh, Wicked movie. Wicked is coming out, y'all. Be ready. That thing will be decoded. Y'all seen my first Wicked decode? Go check that out. Because I absolutely put my foot in that thing. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Um, yeah, that's the glass. The glass, right? Shattering illusions. You feel me? That's what Elphaba was on. She basically shattered the illusion of being in a system, because that's what the Wicked Witch of the North was trying to put him on, being in an illusion. But Elphaba, right, the Wicked Witch of the West, she was in her own bag. She in her own creative genius. You feel me? And she wasn't trying to hear that shit. Like, they was trying to put her in a whole system. So then, uh, that's essentially what happened with what's this movie called? Frankenstein. Frankenstein. Glass window. Frankenstein movie. Glass window. Shot up. See, there you go, right there. I think. Is this it? Okay, this is it right here. You feel me? Yeah, that's it. Boom. So you see what I'm saying? They was in the same boat, same kind of illusionary construct, because glass is just an illusion. Breaking free or breaking out of the illusion. But he never, so his glass was broken, but he never went through it. You feel me? So he was just in a whole different space and zone. What's up? What's up, Ghost 23? What's good? What's good, Parithia Christmas? We in here. We are in here. Yeah, I just seen the movie yesterday, so I know I wasn't going to decode it anytime. So I said, let me go ahead and do it now. Because if I don't sit down and just actually do it, I'm going to hear some of y'all say, oh, Dre, why did you call that Frankenstein? You got to do these stuff when it's on your head. So, it's one of those things. Okay, let's get back to the build. Okay, it says the creature frees himself during the explosion and wanders into the woods, fleeing from hunters. He takes shelter in a farm's hovel where he observes an old blind man teaching his granddaughter to read. The creature secretly helps the man and his family, who thanks their unseen benefactor as the spirit of the forest. Ha! Chaos in the blood. That old man was saying, that old man kept on saying, oh, the spirit of the forest. Old man, see that? He said, who goes there? He said, that boy, while he blind the whole time. Nigga said, that nigga came in, he started touching his hands. Oh, you been cut up. Damn, you been messed up. You must have been in war and stuff. He said, well, now you're my friend. Then he was like, wait, yeah, you were the spirit of the forest. You was in my attic the whole time. Goddamn. You was in my basement the whole time. Hey, I be laughing at stuff, boy. That stuff be funny, them old people. He old as hell, blind. He like, I ain't going nowhere. His people and them trying to take him out. He's like, no, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to just sit here and just be blind and a bitch. That shit is funny, nigga. Oh, God. Hey, fuck y'all, man. My grandpa was blind. He ended up being blind towards the end of his life. So he could never see us and shit. You feel me? We used to play with his ass. Kids is bad. What the hell was wrong with us? We used to play with them and shit. Hey, hello. Say it one way, right? And then run around them and tap them or something. And we used to do, we was just mischievous like that. But it was crazy. My grandpa was blind, but he could know where to go in the home and shit. We had to walk him down the stairs, but that nigga used to know everywhere to go. So that nigga could see something. He just knew how to get to places in the house and shit. Crazy shit. I'm like, damn. All right. Yeah, so that was an important part of Frankenstein coming in and telling his story to the captain. And essentially Frankenstein or a spirit of the forest telling his truth and expressing his truth was essentially the freedom that he needed too as well. You feel me? Because again, that's what this thing was all about. It was about learned behaviors, right? And these learned behaviors, because essentially Victor Frankenstein was spirit of the forest's parents, right? And Victor Frankenstein's parents was his programmers. So there's two different programmers. But the old man that spirit of the forest basically inherited taught through love, through feeling, through, oh, good job. Like he was teaching his granddaughter letters. He's like, yay, you got it. And he was just eating all of that up because he was feeling the love, the compassion, the energy from from grandfather to granddaughter, right? And spirit of the forest can feel that too. You feel me? That's the same thing with Elizabeth and spirit of the forest. It was in that dance, and it's an invisible energy, which you can't force. You feel me? That's right brain thinking. See, when you started force and constrict people to do it this way, bitch ass nigga, do it like this, right? Now all of a sudden it's a turn off. One, two, everybody's learning behaviors is completely different, so that might catch some people's head, but majority of people need to be nurtured in a particular way, right? And that's what spirit of the forest didn't have, no nurturing. So once he got to the grandfather and he started understanding a little bit more, he got nurtured into what he became, what he came out of that, right? And then the world comes into the fold heavy, right? Because the world essentially is what makes your ego run supreme. You feel me? Remember, your ego is the part of you that gets trained through the hurt, through the pain, through violence, through fear, right? Which completely makes you human, because essentially when he seen them wolves, the spirit of the forest like, damn, why these wolves eating at me? Why are they trying to come after my head? You feel me? Why they're making problems for me, right? I'm here with the grandfather. And why y'all eating my grandfather? He ain't do nothing to you, right? And he's seeing that this world is, there's not a lot of love, right? It's a dog eat dog world. So then Spirit of the Forest said, oh, shoot, there's aspects of me that has to protect myself, because these people will try to shoot me. They'll try to harm me just because they don't understand me. And that's the biggest thing we're talking about, understanding. How do you understand your children? How do you understand your partner, your relationship partner? How do you understand your friends, right? How do you even understand your mama and them? See, when we're talking about this repetitious programming nature, right, we're talking about something a little bit more strange. We're talking about transmissions. We're talking about rhythms, patterns, emotions, right? And you know what I'm saying? As a conscious being, you got to understand that you've been tethered. You got root work done on you. And this root work is putting you in a flux of yourself. So we got to understand that that's an energy that you have to eradicate. But then you have to understand, as you become older, to not do it to others, because you've been done that way. Because that's what's going to keep the generational curse happening. You feel me? There was a lot of blood in that show too, in that Frankenstein movie. There was a lot of blood, so y'all gotta definitely get the Jewel Poker book. What's the Jewel Poker that the Jewel Poker book? Go get her book too. You know, we talked about it a lot on here, but you definitely want to get that. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay, the Jewel Poker book is called Straight from the Heart. I think it's downstairs. I think I did see D Ray grab it. Straight from the heart. Straight from the heart. You feel me? And she talks about a lot of how the blood and the inheritance is based off of programming alone. That's it. So you don't inherit particular personality traits because that was your mama. You inherit it based off of they're doing the same thing. You're seeing it, you're feeling it, and then you just do the same thing. So it's learned behaviors. That's it. So you think it's in your DNA. Oh, my mama, I'm just a D. That's just my mama and them. No, you just learn behavior. So think about an orphan, right? An orphan could have different parents or whatever, go to a different upbringing, boom, and they are impregnated by their new parents through a different thought form and a different mental processes. So all you're doing is inheriting these human behaviors. You got to understand that to the core. They had a study where they took two twin orphans. They put one in a particular environment and one in another particular environment. And they found, and they were identical twins and all of that stuff, right? And they found that they completely came out in two different zones of geniuses, two different thought forms, two different mindsets, two different behaviors. So that's something we got to understand to the core. You are getting programmed with particular behaviors, and it's up to you to love on yourself and love in the space of feeling through who you were destined to be, and not be caught up in the illusion of, oh, this is just who I am. Oh, I'm always shy. No, you're in a learned program behavior through your mama and them. And it's up to you to break free of that spell. All right, let's keep it going. I'm almost done with this thing. Let's see where we at. It says after the rest of the family leaves for winter, the creature befriends the man who teaches him to read and speak fluently. He journeys back to Victor's lab and finds notes confirming the nature of his creation and the address to Victor's estate. Returning to the farm to find the man being attacked by wolves, the creature fights them, kills some of them, and comforts his dying friend before being driven away by the returning hunters. And nigga said at the end that grandfather with the blind, he said, "You're my friend." And that in the spirit of the forest said, "I'm your friend? Yeah, you're my friend." And then that nigga died. I said, "Oh, my." See, I be seeing the funniest stuff. That grandfather was funny as hell, boy. Fuck y'all. I was in that bitch laughing like, whoa, this dude is funny. He couldn't see nothing. And he was in that thing making this spirit of the forest feel like he was an angel in that bitch. That shit. I was like, God damn, y'all go watch that part again and tell me you don't laugh. That shit was crazy. He says, realizing he cannot die and will spend eternity alone, the creature confronts Victor on the nights of William and Elizabeth's wedding, demanding he create a companion. Victor refuses, professes his disgusting and regret towards creating the creature. The creature attacks Victor, but is found and embraced by Elizabeth, who is shot in an effort to protect the creature from Victor's attack. So yeah, that pissed me off because you seen him get that gun and you knew it was gonna be shot Elizabeth. And I'm like, oh, this dude right here there's some traumas, but goddamn, like, get a clue, my guy. You feel me? She doesn't like you, creepy ass boy. Like that dude at the club, you shot him down once, and they come back around saying, being creepy and shit. Can I buy you a drink? I just told you no, nigga. God damn. Now he looking at you all in the club and shit. He keep on be creepy, dog. You be like, damn, this nigga, he don't get it. I'm good. That nigga was tripping over Elizabeth. She didn't even fuck with that. She was just enthralled with, the aspect of life and the beauty of nature and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? She was in the wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. She was in the wrong. She knows she wasn't supposed to be fucking with that nigga like that. But she had a love for creation. You feel me? That's why she loved the creature so much. So since she had this love for creation, I don't know why this light is doing that. I'm just the light today, baby. God damn. Since she had this love for creation, she was essentially in a space of how would you say, just being in the moment. You feel me? Being accepting of things that's happening just based off of she just loved the butterflies, the insects, and all of that other stuff. You feel me? So that's what her thing was. But you know what I'm saying, when she loved the creature or the spirit of the forest, we got to understand that it's an invisible energy. Love is a portal, right? And it's going to transport you to higher dimensions of self. So she felt that with the creature. You don't need no words. You feel me? You watch a Spanish channel and you hear them speaking Spanish, right? You don't know Spanish, but you can see the love in that scene because again, it's subconscious. It's feeling first. This ain't about no goddamn words. It's about feeling. Everything is feeling. So when you understand that it boils down to feeling, then essentially You know what I'm saying? You can move through the world accordingly. And I stick to the programmed nature of the human, of the left brain imprisonment. See, when I talk about moving with your heart, all I'm saying is like, look, you got to tap back into your feeling of what you love to do and be passionate about that and figure out ways to do that every day. Falling back in love with your childlike spirit. See, that wounded child is in lockdown, in jail, in prison cells in your heart. And you got to break free of that energy that's keeping that wounded child from playing. It's keeping him a shell of himself, and it's keeping him not to express himself down here in this matrix. This is all you have is expression down here. Have fun. Laugh. I get it. You went through some traumas, right? Cool. We all have. And we all been that person that got abandoned, that person that, you know, wasn't appreciated, that person that, you know, was broke, was sad or not loved on enough, right? Cool. What you gonna do about it now, baby? Do the mental alchemy work and get your heart right. Nigga, my mama, look, I got raped as one of them years I went to St. Thomas. I'm probably 9 or something like that, 8 and 9. You feel me? My big fat cousin, she's 16, 17. She, she's basically babysitting us or whatever. This big bitch used to plop her big ass down on me and try to ride me and rape the hell out of me. You feel me? Did it in the little bathroom in the home. Did it at the park. She taking me everywhere and raping the hell out of my ass, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling I don't know what's going on. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying? And when I finally got to my mama, I told her. And my mom, you know what my mama said? She said, "Don't say no shit like that. Don't speak like that. No, we don't speak like that." You know how heartbroken I was, boy? I was fucked up. I was stuck. I was like, wait, mama, hey, look, I'm telling you, this big ass bitch is plopping her big ass down on me and trying to have sex with me. She is having sex with me, raping me. Because she was dealing with what I got spiritually after I got into my work and got into my healing process. What I got spiritually was she was getting bullied and ridiculed as a child in that age and stuff like that. So then she didn't have no friends, loner, big bitch, you know what I'm saying? And essentially she was trying to find some companionship or some love, you feel me? She break it. She broke my virginity and I probably broke hers. Type shit. God damn. So now, I'm telling my mama that. She said, nigga, we don't speak like that. What? Nigga, I went on a rampage after that, boy. I was Dennis the Menace after that. Oh, bet. You ain't here. I'm saying it clear as day, too. Oh, bet. You right. I was a problem child, everything. She, over with. It's done. You feel me? So, you learn through them experiences and then you grow and then you heal. And then what happens is you transform into a new, because again, you know what I'm saying? We got to understand that they're only human. And in them being only human, we can't put the onus on them to be, you know what I'm saying, this kind of superior being or this person that has a heart or compassion because they've been wounded and they've been chastised and ridiculed and all that other stuff. So it's up to us to just do our internal work and say, okay, I have compassion for your human plight, and I love myself so much that I ain't gonna let that stranglehold energy on that's on you conquer and hold on me.
Message.
Just telling you what it is, family. We got to get rid of them boys off of our spirit because they, you know what I'm saying, they not like us. You feel me? None of these humans is like us. They're not gonna understand. Some of y'all, they're not gonna understand. You feel me? And it's not meant for them to understand because you're the chosen one. All right, let's see what this last part says. It says, okay, realizing he cannot die and will spend eternity alone, the creature confronts Victor on the night of William and Elizabeth's wedding, demanding he creates a companion. Victor refuses, professing his disgust and regret towards creating the creature. The creature attacks Victor, but is found and embraced by Elizabeth, who is shot in an effort to protect the creature from Victor's attack. William is mortally wounded as the creature fights off the guests. A dying William confessed that he has always feared Victor and calls him the monster. See, boom. His brother called him the monster. His brother said, hey, nah, nigga, you the monster, as he's transitioning. The creature takes Elizabeth to a cave, subconscious mind, and confronts her as she dies. So the creature then takes Elizabeth to the cave, and then Elizabeth professes his love for her. You feel me? Inside the cave, the creature vowing from that day forward to be the master of his creator, injures and disfigures Victor, forcing him to hunt him across the Arctic until he finds a way to undo his immortality. Victor hunts the creature to the northern Arctic, where he fails to kill him with dynamite and is discovered by Anderson's crew. Okay, so that's important. And you know, because I was at the beginning. And what happens is, you know what I'm saying, the creature or the spirit of the forest is just trying to gain what we call love in this third dimension, right? And it's essentially him searching for something, a belonging, you feel me, of a presence, of an energy, of a soul. And you know what I'm saying, we're all searching for that particular love. It's a inkling of something that people feel or that they're missing. Now, a lot of times what happens is you get in a relationship and you can find that spark of life in the aspect of love, right? But the real inkling and spark that you're looking for is the love you have for self.
Message.
Because again, spirit of the forest, okay, he understands he's going to be an eternal life forever, right? But that's what we have, eternal life. You feel me? Everlasting life. And essentially, we got to understand that the thing that we're searching for and seeking for is us, is you. We're not searching for a mate. We're not searching for children to bring us the love that we have for ourselves. It's the joy, the bliss, the peace, the high that you feel for just being you. Very, very important. And this is, you know, Eastern mythology understanding, right? Because a lot of times in the West, you know, they're searching for this glamour or the materialism world, right? This car is going to make me feel good. This house is going to make me feel good. But you still feel empty inside. What is that? Well, what that is you, them things is not the catalyst of energy that you need to feel within inside yourself. You need to be able to have love for you being able to be, and just know that you're an eternal being. That's love enough. That's the strongest love you'll ever get. Knowing that you're forever and a day, everlasting life. That's love. You believing that this illusionary third dimensional part of you is the real you is fucking you up. And that's what Spirit of the Forest had to understand within himself. And he understood it at the end, because at the end, then he fell into a space of saying, like, oh shit, okay. They showed it at the end. They said, well, let me read this last part. It says, in the present, while having realized his misdeeds through the creature's story, Victor apologizes to him for his abuse. So Victor, because his right leg was blown off, his left brain was basically shut down, and he's now having more compassion, more love, more energy. Addresses him as his son and tells him to live. The creature forgives Victor, right? That's what we want, that compassion, that energy, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of other, who then succumbs to his energies as the creature calls him father. The creature climbs off the ship and pushes the ship out of the ice into open water. Anderson abandons his own reckless pursuit by telling his crew that they are returning home. The creature watches the ship sail towards the sunset, reaching out to embrace the sunlight as Victor once taught him. So then you've seen the sun at the end, and that sun was just an aspect of, you know what I'm saying, that energy, right? So wait, hold on, let me see. I took a picture of that ending part. What did it say? It says, and thus the heart will break, yet brokenly live on. Lord Byron. And thus the heart will break, yet brokenly live on. Message, goddamn. So what that means is, you know, you're gonna experience some heartbreak. You're gonna experience some betrayal. You're gonna experience abandonment. You're gonna experience all these trauma responses that doesn't serve your greater good. But at the end of the day, what we got to understand is that these habitual repetitions, patterns, subconscious patterns, conditionings is not you. They were root work spells against you in the form of ritualistic practices that your mama and them adopted, inherited. And essentially that memory is long gone, and it is dead, and it doesn't have no energy no more, right? Or it does have energy if you're allowing it to. Right now, you got to proclaim yourself as God right now. The only thing you have is this moment. You don't got to dwell on the past of old homeboys, ex-girlfriends. That's keeping you in that old self pattern behavior that was broke and insecure and a shell of himself. Your mama treating you a particular way. All of that is an illusion of the time thing in this third dimension. When you actually do the work and address them particular wounded child issues, now you have more rhythm into your new adventure, your new behaviors, your new root work. So I want to encourage the family to understand that to the core. Like, let's get to work, family, get to work. And some of the work that you can do is start, you know, addressing your heart chakra work heavy. You feel me? Go back into the past and see yourself as a winner. See yourself as Victor, victorious. You feel me? That's what Victor means, because essentially at the end he became victorious in his feet, because that's what he was actually longing for. That bind, or that energy of, okay, I'm sorry. So he's saying sorry to the monster, but he really saying sorry to his old man for letting him have that energy dictate how he moves next and how he moves forever in the day. And they kept on dropping clues. The armed servant that said, hey, you have all the money you want or anything you want. He dropped the clue at the beginning. Elizabeth dropped the clue when she sat down with him, said, hey, Just because they go to war doesn't mean it's right, right? So just because you're creating this thing doesn't mean you're going to have it in your right interest at heart. So we got to look at all of that stuff and understand that these tough upbringings is actually a chance for us to have a journey, hero's power, and move with love. Move with love, move with love. Let me see what y'all talk about before I get out of here. Okay, Bella, you dropped a lot. Yep, I believe my uncle did something to me because my mom knew he was a da da da, and yeah, and you know what I'm saying. And we can't let we don't have to be, go around them and deal with them or nothing like that. But we do have to have a space of compassion and say, okay, yeah, you did that to me, and I forgive you because I'm forgiving myself for letting the energy stranglehold me in the aspect of keeping me in lockdown or shelling myself in that particular manner. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. Frankenstein decoded. Frankenstein decoded. Y'all know what it is. Tomorrow, I'm going to go deep into the fold of rebellious spirits. Rebellious spirits. Y'all be on the lookout for that. 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Peace to the gods.